It's been a bad week for Angela Merkel. On Wednesday, she sacked Cabinet Minister Norbert Röttgen after he led her CDU party to defeat in a key state election.
I
spoke this morning with the President and suggested that according to Article 64 of the Constitution, he should release Norbert Röttgen from his responsibilities as Environment Minister. This will enable a new start in that position.
Days earlier, Merkel had to field questions about Röttgen's crushing defeat in North Rhine-Westphalia. Last weekend's poll in Germany's biggest state gave the CDU 26%, its worst electoral results there ever. And Merkel did her best to distance herself from the loss.
I get involved in every state election with pleasure and great enthusiasm, this one included. But people knew that they were voting in a state parliamentary election and that I myself was not on the ticket.
The leader of the CDU's Bavarian sister party was less restrained.
This election result is a disaster, no question about it. It's especially bad because it was foreseeable.
For years now, Merkel has been forced to hand out consolation prizes to candidates who can't seem to win enough votes for her governing coalition. Some think the days of the CDU's partnership with the liberal Free Democrat FDP are numbered.
At the moment, it looks as if the coalition has no future at federal or state level. It makes it harder for the governing coalition. It means the implicit search for new coalition partners is starting, and that all the parties, the FDP, the CSU and the CDU, need to look for new partners.
The FDP party's new stars, candidates who've done better than expected in recent state elections, are being empowered to explore new coalitions. Party head Philipp Rösler says the traditional left-right distinctions may no longer be relevant.
We're a generation that doesn't distinguish between social liberal coalitions or liberal conservative alliances or what have you. We're a truly liberal party with liberal people and personalities, with themes like freedom and responsibility. Individual freedom is always linked to responsibility for others, including those who are weaker. We don't need to hyphenate liberalism with some other political conviction. We're simply true liberals.
But analysts warn that new state-level alliances involving the FDP could put a stop to its recent rise in the polls.
The FDP's situation is so unclear, the fluctuations are so extreme, their efforts to position themselves with new parties are unpredictable, so we can't say what effect this will have.
Angela Merkel must also reckon with the possibility that the SPD will forge new coalitions, with the CDU forced to sit by and watch. In North Rhine-Westphalia, voters gave a comfortable majority to a marriage of the SPD and the Greens.
A red-green coalition in North Rhine-Westphalia has a stable majority. But at the federal level, with national elections so far off, we can't say. But a safe grand coalition between the SPD and the Conservatives will be tempting to many, even if they're not saying so.
And the recent rise of the Pirate Party makes things even more complicated. If the Pirates take seats in the national election, they could block a conservative-liberal coalition. The Conservatives might end up as just one of several viable parties, a prospect that CSU leader Horst Seehofer finds alarming.
We can't just get back to business as usual. We've lost 11 elections in a row, and we can't just act like it's an accident or the voters' mistake. We have made mistakes, and they have to stop.
Despite the recent setbacks, Angela Merkel seems to be keeping her cool. Indeed, the signs are that she would like to get back to the business as usual of governing with her coalition partners as soon as possible.
I'm firmly convinced that we have the most in common with the FDP at the national level. And that means that our job is first of all to govern and to find ways to take care of the items that are still on our agenda.
After this bad week for the Chancellor, Norbert Röttgen is definitely off the agenda, and Angela Merkel is keeping her sights set firmly on the future.